Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we just got an insane update on MLB The Show in Diamond Dynasty. The All-Star update, it's finally here. And wow, it is amazing. Over 50 incredible cards that we got today. And you're probably wondering which are the best ones. You're in the right place. We're going to make a tier list ranking every single All-Star card that just came out today. But I want to know if you guys already had all the 30 vouchers. I know I did. I took advantage of the double PXP 2 weeks ago, I believe, in the weekend. I grinded that one out for a whole day, got the majority of the vouchers. I was working on my last 8 vouchers throughout this week, and I was able to get them. So I'm probably going to have Judge and Ohtani later tonight. But those will be on the tier list. They're probably going to make my team. So yeah, let me know if you already had all the vouchers and what you think of this update. And a quick announcement before we get into the tier list. I'm not saying the F tier, the D tier, the C tier cards are trash. You know, they're usable. At the end of the day, all that matters is to have fun. If you're having fun using those cards, it doesn't matter what I say or what anybody else say. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. If you enjoy the content, like, subscribe. You already know.
When I was 16, I won a great victory. I felt in that moment I would live to be 100. Now I know I shall not see 30. None of us know our end, really. Or what hand will guide us there.
Starting off in the F tier. If you see your favorite player here, please don't get triggered. I'm not saying don't use these cards. I just don't think they're as good compared to the other ones. And if you want to use him because he's your favorite player or because he gives you a nice boost to your team, go right ahead. I'm not hating on any of these cards. I just don't think they're competitive enough, especially once you get into those higher difficulties and start playing people that are good at the game. Tatis and Rodriguez, they want them to have great defense. They have horrible stats. I know Tatis always has a nice swing, but 84 clutch. I'm pretty sure these two have under 90 clutch, like mid 80s. That's just pathetic. Defense, I don't really care that much at this point of the game when you can just have a sauced offensive bat in the outfield, especially. I don't think they offer any value whatsoever. Matthew Boyd, I know he throws a pretty slow curveball or circle change. I'm not really sure. But when the hardest pitcher throwing is 93, maybe 94. I mean, how good could that really be? Plus, he's lefty. He's not like funky. He doesn't have a sinker. Alejandro Kirk, horrible. He's a defensive catcher with like a 70 arm. Has some good contact, but he has no power. Like this card is, I would much rather use like Posada. There's so much better catch than this guy. I know he's free, but kind of disappointed. I was hoping for like at least 80 power against both sides because that Blue Jays team would have been disgusting. Peralta and Robbie Ray, 3 pitchers. They only have 4 pitches and they throw a curveball. So they're bad. They're not funky. They don't have anything that is going to wow you. Edwin Diaz, 2 pitcher with no outlier. He's the worst card in the game. I think he's even worse than that Brian Abreu. I know these cards, especially the pitcher, are going to have some nice per 9s compared to someone like John Donaldson per se. But I would still much rather use John Don because he has the pitch mix. He's funky. He's just disgusting. These guys they're pretty bad. And finally, Steven Kwan. He's a defensive left field that's also slow. He's like a lefty Ian Happ. I'm 100% sure he's slower than Ian Happ. He has less power than Ian Happ, and contact is not. I don't think his contact is amazing. So he literally has no point other than being on that Guardians theme. But we got a 99 J-Ram now, so he really serves no purpose in this game, in my opinion. Again, if you want to use any of these cards for the boost, especially with the captains, go right ahead. Moving on to D tier, I was really debating about putting DeGrom in F tier. I don't think he's very good. His Easter card wasn't very good, and that card I had outlier, and I always thought he was pretty like C tier, maybe B tier when he first came out. But he was so expensive, I never really rated him. I think he's very easy to read. Only reason he is in D tier and not F tier is because he throws that hard slider, which is going to give some players some problems, but they will adjust eventually. Only 4 pitches. He throws that 2-seamer. You're never throwing that 2-seamer. It is what it is. Jonathan Aranda, I was so excited to for this card. I thought he was going to be like maxed out contact power against righties. I was really excited to use him, but I'm pretty sure they gave him under 100 power against righties and just boost his contact against lefties, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Joe Ryan, nothing crazy. I think he's going to be better than much better than you saw in F tier. Same thing with Kikuchi and Mackenzie Gore. They're just, I mean, you can just use them for a spot start, I guess, if you screwed up your energy in your rotation, but they're not special. They're probably going to get rocked with the offense that this game now has. And finally, Shane Smith, pretty solid. No speed differential, so he's probably even F tier. But he throws 5 pitches. He throws a sinker. That's enough for me. But all of these guys are pretty bad. C tier, a lot of these cards are usable. I think if you don't have a God squad, probably some of these cards will make your squad. Logan Webb, if you're an all-star, don't even try this card. He doesn't have anything other than that sinker cutter, and he throws it very slow. He's more of a control guy, so I would definitely shy away from him. Jason Adam throws super slow, doesn't have the best control, doesn't have the best break. Primary slider is interesting, but again, I just don't feel like there is a staple 8 guys in your bullpen. So if you enjoy him and you dominate with him, you do well with him, just keep using him. Josh Hader, I cannot touch this guy, never. Doesn't matter if it's his life series, if it's the All-Star card that we got in the multiplayer program, I think 3 seasons ago. And I'm sure I'm going to struggle even more against this card. But lefty, I think he's very hard to hit. And I used this 90 overall card purely against lefties, and I threw like 11 innings, didn't give up a single run, so I think he's very good. I know a lot of people just shit on him because he throws a 2-seamer with a very loopy, slow slider and a changeup. Not ideal if you're playing against the best player, but if you're playing against someone that just swings at everything at trash, he's very good. So I think C tier is the perfect spot for him. This Breckman, he's fine. Again, if you want to use that Red Sox boost, go ahead. But there's so much better options at third base. I would even much rather use that Nolan Arenado card, to be honest. Gleyber Torres, his bat looks insane the first time you look at it, but then you realize it's nothing too crazy. I know he has an amazing swing. I love favorite cards, but his defense is also horrible. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's horrible. He's awful out there in the field, going to make a lot of mistakes for you, and I don't think that bat is completely justified. I know it's free. Well, I mean, he's quick sell, he's 5,000 stuff, so pretty much free. Max Fried, I know a lot of you will probably be confused why is he up here. He's funky. He throws sinker cutter. That's my reasoning. Brendan Donovan, I think if you don't have a God squad, you need this guy in your bench. I think he's super underrated. Let's say you have a great righty bat against lefties, and it's late in game, 7th inning or later, and you're going to face Felix Bautista, and you need to go to a lefty. You can literally throw your best lefty bat. Doesn't matter if you're pinch hitting for your third baseman and your best lefty bat is Juan Soto, I don't know, an outfielder that cannot play third base. You don't have to worry about that because you have Brendan Donovan on your bench, and he can play pretty much every position in the field, and he's going to be fine. Like, he has a very good glove. I think he's the perfect utility guy, and his stats are not bad. So if by any chance he gets to hit again, and you're not facing a lefty, I think you can live with it. But again, if you have a God squad, then this guy, he will never even sniff your lineup. Hunter Goodman, just a tiny bit upgrade over his spotlight card. Wasn't that one like 93, 94 overall? So minor changes, pretty much the same card. I think he's cool. Chris Sale, I know a lot of people will be like, oh my god, I'm going to fry some noobs with this card. And yes, you will. If you're an all-star and you're playing against bad players, you're going to absolutely cook some noobs or people that just swing at garbage in all-star. Even on Hall of Fame, you will definitely fry people with this card. That just how it always goes with Chris Sale. But if you're facing someone that has played this game for a couple of years or they're good, they're going to crush you. So he either gets lit up or he throws a complete game shutout because you're playing someone that's bad at the game. Brian Wu, he's fine. His pitch mix, nothing crazy. I think he's just a little bit better than everybody else in D and F tier, obviously. Kyle Stowers, I think he's good. He's cool. Doesn't have power against lefties, but he can play the outfield. He can play first base. Has decent stats. His swing is fine. Nothing wrong with this card. Vladdy Jr., I don't know how in the world is this card in 97. His chase card is so much better. When we saw this picture of the 97 Vladdy, I thought the chase card was going to tank to like 40, 50k. But no, it's I'm pretty sure it's still like up at 100k. He's so much better than this card. This card is pretty pathetic. Like, I know he's a first baseman. Doesn't even have great contact against righties. His clutch is fine. He doesn't have power. I think he's pretty bad for the price. I think he's pretty bad. Let's move on to B tier. Originally, I was going to put Brandon Lau at A tier because I think he is the best in hitting left bat in the game. 120 contact versus righties. I'm pretty sure he also has like 120 clutch and power against righties, so he's pretty much the perfect bat. He even has the pinch hitter quirk, pinch hitting quirk, and he has a couple more quirks. I think he's going to be disgusting. His swing is amazing. He's a BR god every year because he's a silver. I know now he's a gold now, but he's going to be incredible as a pinch hitter. I think that's very valuable. Even on a god squad, I think he's the best, just pure lefty pinch hitter, in my opinion. Riley Green, he has good defense, but he's a little bit too slow for me, and he doesn't have good stats against lefties. And we have a lot of good lefty pitchers right now in the meta. So he's probably not ideal, but he has the swing. And if you're facing a righty, like, it's a GG. You're getting a 2 home runs that game. I think he's that good. I mean, those stats are no joke. Freddie Freeman, cool first baseman. I know first base right now, if you don't have Santana, if you don't have Berkman, if you don't have Gil Hodges even, it's a very thin position. There's no consensus number one first baseman, meta in the game. I know a lot of the top players are using Santana, Gil, or Berkman. Santana and Berkman are not offensive anymore, so I don't see a reason why you wouldn't have them, at least one of those cards. Freddie Freeman, fan favorite. I get it. He has good stats. I'm not saying it's a bad card, but I don't think he's as good as any of those three. Same thing with Pete Alonso. I fuck with Pete Alonso's swing a lot. I really like his swing. His stats are great. Maxed out clutch. I would much rather use a switch hitter in this year's game. Jeremy Pena, he's cool, good defense, not amazing. His stats are just, I think he's just like a mid card with good speed. So that makes him B tier for me, especially at a position like shortstop. Randy Rodriguez, I know he only throws 4 pitches and he doesn't have the best pitch mix or speed differential, but he's very funky. He has the per 9s, so he's fine. Again, I don't think there are 4 staple right-handed relievers in the game right now. That's my opinion. So if you are doing well with him, use him, please. Bobby Witt, I really wanted to put this guy in like a C tier, but I double checked his stats. He's not horrible. He has the defense. Obviously, he's probably the best defensive shortstop in the game because they really fucked my boy Elly up. But best defensive shortstop in the game, solid contact hitting stats, power again really leaves a lot to be desired, especially against lefties. I think he only has like 70 power against lefties, so that's not going to be great. I would personally, I don't think I'm running this card. I don't know how you don't just use Lindor when he's only like 10-15k more expensive. You're getting a switch hitter. I know the arm on Lindor is pretty bad, but I know a lot of people are going to come at me with this Bobby Witt, but I really wanted to put him lower, man. I really like his swing, but he's just going to line out a lot. If you're happy with hitting an infield single every game and hitting 300, batting 300 with him, batting him 9th, that's cool. That's just not for me. Matt Olson, similar to Freddie Freeman, good stats, good swing. I just think there's much better options. Corbin Carroll, very similar to his sliding card. I cannot argue with 99 speed and good stats against righties. I know he has an amazing swing, so he's definitely going to play above his stats. So for that reason, he's B tier. If he didn't have his swing, I'd probably put him in C tier. Yamamoto, I think he's cool. I think he's definitely better than everybody else that we've shown before him, but he's not going to wow you. Maybe he can be your 5th starter if you like him a lot. But let's just move onto A tier. I know you're seeing a lot of cards here that you are definitely screaming at the screen right now, saying how is this guy not S tier? How is that guy not S tier? My reasoning behind A tier and S tier was, are they an immediately add to a god squad? If the answer is no, like a consensus definitive, you're adding this guy to your lineup, you already have all the cards in the game, you have the best team in the game. If the answer is no, then you're A tier, you're not S tier. Bobby Suarez and Andres Munoz, I was going to put them both in S tier because I think one of these guys has to be in your bullpen just because of the archetype. They're very similar. Munoz has better per nines, but Suarez he just has like for the heat he throws. The control in this guy is going to be insane. You can actually dodge some people. Double outlier with a circle change. He's going to be very good. So I think, but I would much rather just play kind of safe and keep these two in A tier. Chapman again, another guy that I really wanted to put him in the S tier, but I don't know if he's going to be better than Miller. I don't know if he's better than Strom. I don't know. I don't think he's better than Danny, and he's probably not better than Monajon. Those guys throw 5 pitches and they're very good. Chapman, he probably replaces Miller, especially for the price, but I don't think he is a must-have in your bullpen, at least in my opinion. Will Smith, another guy I really wanted to put in the S tier because I think he's probably the best catcher in the game that's not a switch hitter. Not being a switch hitter, I really want to try him out, but I don't know if I'll get there. I really like his swing, maxed out contact, 100 plus power against lefties, 80 power against righties, so he's definitely not lacking. I don't care about defense at the catcher position, so I really wanted to put him into S tier, but I don't think he's a must add by any means. Jacob Wilson, again, a slight upgrade over his spotlight card. He has an amazing swing, good stats. He's actually good defensively now. Well, at least he's not going to be horrible. Has a good arm. Put a couple parallels on him. He's going to have a 90 plus arm. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He's going to be fine for you at a position where there's not a lot of variety. I feel like Zach Wheeler, again, he's not going to be a must add in your rotation, but he's great. He's going to be great whenever you start him. Manny Machado, third base is so stacked, but he has the stats. His defense is bad, but they really choose his bad up. I think he's going. I would much rather use this card over Scott Rowland, and I think a lot of people would. So he's A tier for me. Heavy bias. I know he's a center fielder, but he can play second, short, and third. He's going to play amazing defense in every position you put him except center field. He has the bat. I love his swing. He has the clutch, maxed out clutch, very good contact. His power against one side, I don't really remember if he has power against lefties. He probably does. So power against righties is probably not great, but I really like his swing. I'm definitely being a little bit biased here. I don't know if a lot of people will agree with me, but I think he's A tier. PCA, his swing is glitchy, 99 speed, 99 defense. If you don't have Beltran, I think he's probably the second best center fielder in the game. He's cheaper than Mickey Mantle, and I would much rather use this PCA in center field because he's going to play the best defensive center fielder glove in the game. But I don't think I've seen Beltran fail catches that PCA would make. Again, I'm not comparing the two of them. PCA is like 40k, Beltran is like 3 million. So I'm aware of that. I don't think he's S tier. If you don't have Beltran, then he's definitely S tier. Crochet, another guy, I was really excited to use him because he was very nasty at the beginning of the game with his top snap card. But is he a must add to your rotation? I don't think so. He maybe replaces Don, but he throws an outlier sinker. He has no speed differential on his four seam and his sinker. For me, that's a problem. If you can make it work, then you're probably gonna love this card. Paul Skeens, they finally gave him a sinker, but they left the outlier on the splitter, so he literally throws the same pitch. I feel like this has to be a mistake. You're going to be throwing a 95 mile an hour splitter and a 95, 96 mile an hour sinker. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to do that. No speed differential. I know he has outlier, and just fast pitches will probably eat up a guy that's not very good, but I don't think he's anything special. I don't think he's going to dominate. I don't think he's going to be crazy. Hunter Brown, very funky. They finally took away the two seam and replaced it with a sinker, so he's now going to be very good, and I think he's going to be a sneaky good. I think he has potential to be the best pitcher out of these four that I have in this tier starters, of course. And Eugenio Suarez, good swing. If you love that slappy swing, if you've been enjoying Gil Hodges, that is, if you have him, you're gonna love this Eugenio card. Incredible power. He can play defense. He's not going to be a complete liability out there. He has potential to be nasty, and with that D-backs boost now, hey man, I think that's gonna be good. Let's go on to S tier. And finally, we have the S tier. I think you're adding this card to your God squad no matter what. Ohtani and Schwarber, two of the best lefty bats in the game. Ohtani can actually play the field. I don't know if he replaces someone like. I think he's better than Soto. I've been horrible with Soto. I was great with him at the start of the year. I don't know why. I just couldn't. I'm very bad with him right now, and I've been destroying people with the pipeline Schwarber. So maybe I'm a little bit biased here because he's the DH, but his stats are disgusting. The swing is disgusting. You're definitely not going to use him in the field. So now that I'm really thinking about it, I probably overreached. Definitely overreached with that Schwarber. I feel like he's more like A tier because I don't think I could ever rank a DH as S tier. I don't care how good the bat is. I know Ohtani on his card art says, yeah, he's a DH, but he can play the outfield and he's not going to be absolutely horrible because he's very fast. Aaron Judge, he now can play defense. I think he's the best right fielder in the game if you can tolerate his swing and you're not on Legend. If you're on Legend, then you're definitely not going to use this card. If you're on Hall of Fame, I think you can still use him. You're going to struggle a little bit against righties that was Sinker, Clemens, Dean, Wheeler, Dustin May, if you ever see him again. But he has the stats. With the live series card, I was raking with him. You just blow a kiss on the ball and it's a home run. As long as you make solid contact, it's a home run. He's going to be great, very good on the field. I think he's the best right fielder in the game, in my opinion. J-Ram, best third baseman in the game, no question about it. Lindor, I know a lot of people love him. I'm not a big fan of him. He would be the best shortstop in the game, in my opinion, if he had like an 80 arm, but he has just such a noodle. He's short, he's not fast, so I don't think he plays it. His stats, you would think he would be a better defensive shortstop than he actually is. I feel like my stats are kind of lying there. Elly De La Cruz, the lychee swing, I was really intrigued by. I was thinking they were going to fuck him up offensively, but they really just destroyed his defensive stats, which I'm cool. I'm fine with it. He's still 6'6". He still has 99 speed. I think he's going to be just fine in the field. He is my shortstop or now. But then if I cannot hit with him, I'll probably move Lindor. Ketel Marte, the best card that came out today. Behind a change back, obviously I don't think anybody's surprised here. I have him already. I bought him for like 320k. I know he's skyrocketed now. He's around 400,000 subs. If you don't have Beltran, if you don't have collections on, or maybe you just said fuck it and you're just going to buy chase cards and enjoy the cards that you use, then he's a must have. If you're still working on collections, then you're definitely going to skip out on the best second baseman, but he's going to be your second baseman for the rest of the year. Tarek Skubal, I'm not a really big fan of his release, I know if you're on Pinpoint, you probably hate him. If you're on Analog, you're probably hating him. But he has the stats. He has a good pitch mix. He throws a sinker change. He throws a hard slider. He throws a sinker, pass out slider. He's just a direct upgrade on his sliding card. And that card wasn't terrible. It was actually very good. But I know a lot of people don't like his release. So for that reason, I think he still makes your rotation, man. But if you don't like him, if you cannot pitch with him, then obviously you're never going to touch this card with a 10-foot pole. But anyways, that is going to be the end of the video. I probably talked a little bit too much, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm not saying these cards are horrible. I'm not saying you're like don't use them. If they're your favorite players, if they're going to boost you for your team, go right ahead, enjoy them, have fun. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Just to enjoy the game, have fun, and try not to sweat your ass every game, and you may actually get to be happy playing this game. Alright then, till then, I'll catch you later.
Do it! Just do it!